Esti Levitan and Andrew Mermelstein and the upcoming marriage. A wonderful shaila comes up. So the young couple, Mitzvah Hashem, will be married a couple days after Shavuot. And the shaila is, do they need to fast? So we know traditional Ashkenazic custom is for the Chattan and the Kallah to fast on their wedding day. It's brought down in Even Ezer Siman Samech Aleph. The Ramah mentions this. Shulchan Aruch does not. Therefore, many Sfarim do not have this minhag. And the question is, do they fast? So you say, what's the question? Baruch Hashem, they're getting married. Mitzvah Hashem, they're going to build a bayis Ne'eman B'Yisrael. And they should fast like everyone else. They have slicha, kapara, preparing for the chuppah. Some say they don't want anyone to be drunk during the chuppah. Whatever the reason is, certainly you should apply it to them. Having a wedding 2 days after Shavuot, why not? So the fact is, we do not say Tachanun on that day. The minhag in many kehilot is not say Tachanun the week after Shavuot because that's a time to bring the korban, to make up tashlumin. If you missed it on Shavuot itself, when you went up Aliyah Regel, if you missed it, you can make it up for the week. So there's certain holiness, sanctity to the day, and we don't say Tachanun. So once we don't say Tachanun, maybe we don't fast. So the question is, what's the criteria for fasting? What days do we fast or not fast on? But for wedding day. So the Shulchan Aruch mentions it, as I said, in Even Ezer Samach Aleph, but he also mentions in Orach Chaim Hechot Ta'aniyot in Tafkuf Ayin Bet, and he says over there that there are more mentions that a Chattan Kallah don't fast on Chanukah or Rosh Chodesh, but they fast on Nisan and even Rosh Chodesh Nisan, because those are days that tragic events happen to Jewish people, certain days, and as listed in Tafkuf Pei, which we'll discuss in a separate shir, there's days listed in the Shulchan Aruch as sad days that people fasted, and therefore on Rosh Chodesh Nisan and Nisan itself, there's certain days that those days you do fast on. So what's the criteria then for the days we fast on? Now the Mishmur explains, if the day was mentioned in the Gemara as a day, a substantial day, a day of Simcha, like Tu B'Shvat, like Chanukah and Purim, then the Chattan and Kallah do not fast. But if it's a day where over the generations it picked up the status as a minhag, like Ba'omer is a happy day, other days happy days, but they weren't mentioned in the Gemara, they're later developments, then on that day, even if we don't say Tachanun, the Chattan and the Kallah do fast. And that's the simple reading of the Shulchan Aruch, where he says that on certain specific days they fast. He doesn't give a rule, any day we don't say Tachanun. So therefore the simple halacha is that the Chattan and Kallah, Esti and Andrew, should fast on that day. However, the Eliyahu Rabbah does say that if this day we don't say Tachanun, that's a certain day of Simcha, and therefore Chattan and Kallah don't fast. And Mishmur does quote that. However, the general minhag is that Chattan and Kallah do fast on days, even if we omit Tachanun, as long as it's not one of those happy days mentioned in the Gemara. And of course, the person has to talk to the Rav about which days they are. They're listed in the Mishnah Berurah and Tafkuf Ayin Bet. We wish Esti and Andrew Mazal Tov. They should build a bayit Ne'eman B'Yisrael. Shalom.